Hello everybody, Mr. Lego Lover 55 here for possibly the last time doing one of these videos, or not, who knows. This update's going to be a bit different than the others because this may be the last one, at least for a long time. If you don't know what's been going on, basically I'm going off to live on college campus. I'm not really going to have the time nor ability at all to work on this world anymore. Because of this, I thought I'd put together one last special video for all of you who still care about its progress. While I will be showing off the additions I made since the last update, this video will primarily serve as an overall tour of the world, as this will likely be the last opportunity for me to make one. I know I normally make these type of videos unscripted, but I really wanted to do something special here, as I have spent a lot of time overall working on this. You'll still get a calm video with relaxing C418 Minecraft music playing in the background. Really the only difference is that my thoughts will be a lot more organized and the visuals will look prettier, maybe. But anyways, as far as I'm concerned, this world is complete. This is the intro to the end. Like I said before, instead of just going over what's new, I thought I would use this video as an opportunity to look at the world as a whole. I guess we'll start in the middle of the world, where probably the most amount of work has gone into. This mountain right here is probably one of my favorites I've ever made, at least compared to the few I have made in past updates. I think what I'm most proud of is how the waterfalls look. And yes, I said waterfalls, as in multiple waterfalls. Granted, there's only two, but still. There's one on the left side of the mountain, which feeds into a small pond, which then continues further down the mountain into the river, which goes throughout the left side of the world. The other waterfall is a much more simple one. It goes straight down on the right side into a small treasure cove area. On the top of the mountain, I have decided to place set 21144, the farm cottage. On the previous mountain, I had set 21127, the fortress. It might have seemed like a better idea to have placed that set here rather than this one, but for one, I already gave that set a mountain before and wanted to try something different, and two, this choice is loosely inspired from a small scene or image in the instruction manual for the set. Now I know the farm cottage itself isn't on the mountain, but these other sets were, and I thought it would be a cool idea if I reversed the places of these sets in the image. And that's practically what I did, to some degree. Next to the farm cottage, I have this small forest filled with trees from scrapped LEGO Minecraft sets. As for how the mountain is constructed, well, it's pretty hollow. I used a lot of bricks I don't normally use, as well as these large panel pieces to raise up base plates that are set on top of tiles. This was a technique I learned from previous versions of my Minecraft world that I continued to use here. Now, as for the rest of the world, a lot of it is just official sets on base plates, but that's not to say there isn't any custom terrain, because there is. I suppose I'll go about this by biome, starting off here in the desert. The small area here at the bottom of the mountain is what you would normally expect out of one, mostly flat areas with dead bushes and cacti. I know LEGO uses a different dead bush design nowadays, but I don't have a lot of those pieces, so I'm just going to continue using the old design that was first seen in the dungeon set. Moving to the left, you can see we have a desert village. This part of the world is new since the last update. This is set 21160, the Illager raid. I built this set on a live stream and was overall very fond of the set. My favorite part is probably the house. The window frames and the overall interior really make it feel like something you'd find in Minecraft, but without sacrificing that LEGO Minecraft style. Normally in villages, there are pathways made from path blocks, which are essentially just grass blocks paved with a shovel, but instead of doing that, I chose to use gravel, or light bluish gray plates. This was mainly because LEGO hasn't made any sort of official path block. This decision was also made because pathways in villages used to be made out of gravel until 1.10. The savanna tree probably looks out of place here since I haven't made a savanna biome, but that's mostly because I would have needed olive green plates, which is something I don't have. Now, if you follow the gravel path, you'll find this way out of scale Ravager, or Illager beast, blocking the path the Illagers are coming from to raid the village. This bridge, which is new since the last update, goes over a river that leads to set 21159, the Pillager Outpost. Now this bridge, I know it isn't 100% game accurate, and that's the point. I wasn't trying to make something accurate to the style of the game, but rather something accurate to the style of the sets that still looks good, and I think I succeeded at that. I only wish the official Ravager was smaller so I could actually fit him on the bridge. Moving on, we've got all the different snowy biomes to look at. The snowy taiga, the snowy tundra, and the ice spikes. Since the last update, I said I'd add in more white base plates, and I did just that. 2 more white base plates have been added. Now whenever I look at the ice spikes, I don't have to look at a green base plate hiding beneath it. I'm once again really happy LEGO finally decided to make these in white. Now my previous world didn't have any snow biome based sets, so I wanted to have that here. The ice spikes is my favorite biome in Minecraft, so I wanted to surround it with other snowy sets to do the biome justice. Ice spikes biomes are just so majestic to look at, especially when it's snowing. And just so you all know, I do have the snow hideout, but there just wasn't any space for it. I also feel the polar igloo is kinda a replacement for it, and that there didn't need to be 2 igloos. I also feel this would have been a good place to put the mountain cave, but that set is huge and, again, no space. One thing I did change that might not be all that noticeable is that I raised the snow up by a plate. If you didn't know, snow-topped grass blocks look taller than regular grass blocks. I may have been overdoing it, but I think it turned out looking nice. Plus, it gave me a reason to use all the broken plates I kept. Just a reminder that even if you have broken pieces, they can still be used. Now, this area has some of the farm sets like the chicken coop, the wool farm, the melon farm, and the panda nursery. When I got the wool farm, I saw how well it went with the chicken coop, and I immediately knew the 2 sets had to be together. Now, I know the panda nursery is supposed to be in a jungle biome, but I don't have any other jungle sets nor the space to place them here if I wanted to. I wanted to add this into the world mostly because of the pandas. The pandas are cute. One of the parts of custom terrain I did here was this river. A lot of the water in this area is interconnected. The waterfall that comes down from the left side of the mountain passes through the wool farm and the melon farm. From this angle, those sets look like its own island. But remove the birch tree and you can see that it's more of a peninsula, which is still pretty cool. This river is also the same one that goes underneath the bridge near the Pillager Outpost. You may have noticed throughout the world I've placed a lot of these different characters from the skin packs. I did the same thing here with this guy fishing in the river. LEGO has really got to make more of these skin packs sometime. I actually got extras of them sealed in case I want to use them someday in the future. Although, from the looks of them, the clearance bin in LEGO stores, they likely didn't sell well. We can only hope we'll get another skin pack in the new style of packaging for accessory sets. We can dream. That pretty much covers the left side of the mountain. Now for the right side, the shore and the ocean. Along the right side of the mountain, there's a small area that is partially incomplete. I ran out of tan bricks and my LEGO store no longer supplied them at the pick a brick wall in. Ever since the whole COVID thing, I haven't visited to check. Going down, you can see that little treasure cove I mentioned earlier. There's some gold blocks and a gold ore I placed, as well as a chest with some redstone dust, some wheat, and a golden apple. I planted sugarcane along the shore to add some liveliness and make the cove seem somewhat hidden. You can see the shore also connects to the desert near the front of the world. Moving into the depths, we've got 2 sets, the Mushroom Island and the Pirate Ship Adventure. While a majority of the sets in this world weren't modified at all, the Mushroom Island is the only set I ended up modifying. All I really did was remove the blue plates from underneath the set, since the blue base plates would do its job. Across from the Mushroom Island, we have one of my personal favorite LEGO Minecraft sets ever, the Pirate Ship Adventure. This set is seriously amazing, and when I was redoing my Minecraft world, I wanted an ocean biome specifically just so I could have a place to put this set. Now, my headcanon for this shipwreck is that this pirate-skinned player found a map in the little treasure cove on the side of the mountain, as shown earlier. He then followed the map to the location of the shipwreck, and here he is now with a pet parrot. I don't know where the parrot came from, don't ask. That's pretty much the overworld for you, but we need to go deeper. By that, I mean I need to show my nether display. Now, this has changed quite a bit since the last update. I dusted off all the nether sets since there was a ton of dust on this shelf. The dust was so bad that I ended up throwing out the orange construction paper underneath. LEGO's really gotta make orange base plates. This layout can be divided into two sections. The left section is all three of the Nether Fortress sets, including set 21122, the Nether Fortress, 21126, the Wither, and set 21154, the Blaze Bridge. I'm really happy with how this section ended up looking. Nether Fortresses are a huge part of beating the game, and I feel like these three sets together managed to capture the grandness or scale of them somewhat. The bridge expansion in the Wither set connects perfectly with the original Nether Fortress set, and I wanted to make sure I could keep that in the small space I have here on the shelf. Now, originally, I was going to show the layout like this, but as you can see, the Blaze Bridge is missing. This is because I actually just recently ordered the set so that I could have all the Nether sets. Originally, I didn't think it would arrive in time before I got the video out because it was a back order set when I made the order, but it did, somehow. So I ended up having to rescript, refilm, and re-narrate this section of the video. But I think it was worth it. Originally, I was having a lot of trouble trying to find a way to attach this set to the previous two, but I ended up finding a way that works. Unfortunately, I ended up having to take the portal from the Nether Fortress and move it somewhere else in order for the layout to fit on the shelf, but I think it was worth it. The right section of the Nether has the three other Nether sets, set 21130, the Nether Railway, 21143, the Nether Portal, and 21139, the Nether Fight. I rearranged the Nether Railway to loop around the Nether Portal set and managed to save a perfect spot for the Nether Fight. Unlike before, I now have ghasts floating in the air using these clear panel pieces since I got a ton of them when I last went to the pick brick wall. I also added some clear bricks in between the large magma cubes layers to make it look like it's hopping around. I'm sure LEGO will make more Nether sets soon based on the 1.16 Nether update, and if I ever do make another Nether display in the future, I for sure will have to make it bigger and hopefully put as much effort into it as I did the overworld. Until then though, this is my completed Nether display. This pretty much wraps up the tour of this world. I thought I'd use the time in this conclusion to talk about what I like most about the world and what I would have liked to add. I'd say the thing I'm most proud of about this world is obviously the mountain. However, my favorite part about the world is, believe it or not, the bridge. While I'm happy with how the mountain turned out with its waterfalls and all, I just like the bridge more for some reason. I'm also happy with the small treasure cove I made. For all these things I like about the world, I feel there's a lot more things I would have liked to include. One thing I kept mentioning throughout many of my update videos was that I wanted a better way to light the world than using these lamps. One person made the suggestion of using LEDs, and I wanted to do this for the longest time, but never got around to it. I just recently, however, got LED fairy lights for a different project I'm working on, and thought I could maybe use them for my Minecraft world. Unfortunately, they didn't work as well as I hoped, as in they weren't bright enough. They really only would have worked well if they were used to light torches, which would have required me to do a lot of wiring beneath the sets, which is something I didn't really want to do. There's also this area here on the side of the mountain which I tried to make look somewhat natural by having it seem like this girl was mining up all the sand here, but in reality I ran out of tan bricks and couldn't finish off the area. One thing I actually considered doing was placing one of the towers from the fortress, but it just felt kinda out of place. Maybe it could have looked cooler if I had made it look abandoned or something, with vines growing down its side, but it's whatever now. Overall, I really wish I could have added more sets into this layout, as I still have some sitting on a shelf above the Nether. The Skull Arena is a cool set, but I feel it just isn't one that can easily fit in with a normal layout. I tried doing it with my last layout, but it was rather difficult as the set is more so based on PvP multiplayer servers rather than regular survival Minecraft. I already talked about the snow hideout, and the end battle, well, need I say anything? We really need some end city sets. There's also this Minecraft Dungeons set, which is really cool. The golems are kinda big for a regular Minecraft world, but the skins are really cool. And just for the heck of it, I've grouped every unique Minecraft player skin in one place. Well, almost every skin. The only one I'm missing is the blacksmith from the Creeper Mine set, which I just recently ordered from Bricks and Pieces. Minecraft is a game that's really special to me. It's without a doubt my favorite game of all time. When I first heard LEGO was turning a Minecraft Kuso project into a real set, I was really excited. Two of my favorite things coming together, LEGO and Minecraft. I got all the Microworld sets and I love them. I even tried making my own custom micro figures. To this day, I still find old Sharpie parts of me testing and practicing drawing sheep faces, among other things. When LEGO announced they'd be making minifig scale sets, I was even more excited. The first of the new sets I got was the Mine as a Christmas gift, and I love that set. It was so fun to play with. I remember feeling that it was the first set in years that I thoroughly enjoyed. There's something I love a lot about this theme specifically that I can't really articulate. You can make the argument that the sets are simple and use simple bricks, but it gives me more inspiration and a desire to create than a box of classic bricks or even an original story theme IP like Ninjago or Bionicle ever could. This is probably why I love the crafting box sets so much. They're inspiring. And sure, the sets aren't 100% game accurate, but they don't have to be. They have their own style that works without following all the rules. And that's why I think Minecraft works so well in LEGO. Not because they have building aspects to them, but because they both have rules that can be bent to however the builder, the player, wishes. I feel there isn't any better way to close this up than by reciting the ending part of the poem that plays in the end credits. And the universe said I love you, and the universe said you have played the game well, and the universe said everything you need is within you, and the universe said you are stronger than you know, and the universe said you are the daylight, and the universe said you are the night, and the universe said the darkness you fight is within you, and the universe said you are not alone, and the universe said you are not separate from every other thing, and the universe said you are the universe, tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code, and the universe said I love you, because you are love. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream, and the player began a new dream, and the player dreamed again, dreamed better, and the player was the universe, and the player was love. You are the player. Wake up.